Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. So a conversation just started off the show talking about, the holistic benefits of looking after yourself. And now we're going to how we can contribute to looking after our planet and what some of the young ones have learned as well. Talking about Re-Energize Trinidad and Tobago and the winners. We have a representative in studio this morning. We have Colleen Moody, who is a Moruga secondary school student. And we also have Greg Manohar, who is a trainer for Re-Energize TnT. Good morning to both of you and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
How are you all doing this morning? You're like unison, boy.
I'm good.
You're good? How are you doing this morning, Colleen?
I'm good.
So tell me something. How does it feel to sit here as a representative of the winning school?
It's an open and, shocking experience for a student like us. We never had this opportunity. So I am proud to be here today to represent my school. I'm a very proud student of Moruga Secondary. And,
So let's talk about that experience, the student experience in this Re-Energize TT program. What was it like for you, and what is an energy audit?
it's an open experience, and an energy audit is basically, how to say it? It have three categories, energy audit 1, 2, and 3. Energy audit 1, you walk in and you identify all the wastage. Secondly, you have to know what you're going to use to measure the wastage. And thirdly, you're going to find solutions to solve the problems of the wastage.
Oh, sounds quite intriguing, to say the least. And it sounds like it took a lot of work as well to learn. So we're going to come back to you, but let's go to you, Greg. Good morning again and welcome to the show. Let's talk a little bit about Re-Energize TnT and what the main factors are of it.
So Re-Energize TnT is a project, a renewable energy and energy efficiency project that was birthed from the collaboration with Shell Trinidad and Tobago and NGC. It is a energy and energy efficiency education project where we train students about energy efficiency and renewable energy.
And how would you say it's been accepted by the school so far?
So far with schools, we are in currently our third cohort of school. Moruga is a part of our second cohort. So we've had a successful first cohort and we're progressing seamlessly with most of the projects.
That's wonderful to hear. So it sounds like there are lots of positive benefits for you and your classmates taking part in this. How do you feel that participating has changed your mindset towards renewable energy?
Well, it had educated me a lot. I mean, you know something, but you really did not know. So I know it, but after having the experience in the program, I have learned more, I could go home and, tell somebody something, reducing energy, little stuff and common things we take for granted to reduce energy.
So would you say it's changed the way that you operate on a daily basis?
Things that I used to, take for granted, I don't do it really no more.
That's very good, and that's great to hear. So clearly this is an educational initiative and you are changing lives.
Yes, we are.
All right, so let's talk about the focus of energy in particular, because I know one of the things it mentioned is solar energy. Can you share some benefits about that with us?
Well, solar energy being a renewable energy, it's clean, so it's non-polluting. And as we implement more solar onto our existing electric systems on the grid, it will reduce our CO2 emissions because we would need less natural gas. So as a few projects that we are seeing across the country where the government is implementing, we could see reduction in CO2 emissions.
Wonderful. Now, the program, as you said, you're going into your third cohort.
Yeah.
What has the program achieved thus far?
So thus far from our first cohort, we would have finished with the first cohort, which would have been Mayaro Secondary and Woodbrook Secondary. Both schools would have gotten their certificates. The students would have been certified in energy auditing, well, not energy auditing, in the program Re-Energize TnT. And we would have installed a system at the Moruga Secondary School, a solar system, and also at the Mayaro ECC Center. Both institutions got systems at their school.
Wonderful. So you received a certificate at the end of this?
Yes, miss.
How did it feel?
I felt good.
You can call me Natasha.
Okay.
But definitely, I mean, of course, we're having a quick conversation, so don't worry about it. We're going to relax. And I mean, as you talk about energy in particular, you as a young person, would you recommend that other people get involved in it?
Yeah, it's, clean. And they don't really pollute the atmosphere. So yeah, I will encourage other people like myself to, get into it.
All right, wonderful. Have you seen an interest by your peers? Like after you've been enrolled in this, you've gone through it, just as you're invested, do you see your peers invested as well?
Yeah,
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah, I
wonderful.
do.
So, share with us. I mean, you've educated the youth, but we all need to learn because we don't know everything. What can we do as Trimbagonians to ensure that we can reduce our energy consumption?
Okay, so the RIC recently released their proposed
Yes.
increasing electricity rates. So as an individual, each citizen could do simple things, just like we accustomed leaving our chargers plugged on. Just by simply unplugging it, that little bit of energy could affect your electricity bill. Turning off your lights in when you leave a room. Switching to LEDs. If you still use fluorescent bulbs, try and change to LEDs. And those are simple ways in which we could reduce our electricity rates.
It sounds so simple and so effective,
Yeah.
but yet sometimes it can be such a challenge to remember the smallest thing.
It takes practice, you know?
Yeah, it does. You know, there was always this rumor, they were like, don't open the fridge, because if you open the fridge, you're wasting electricity.
Exactly.
Do you open the fridge?
I used to. I don't do it anymore.
Tell us what's coming up next for Re-Energize TnT.
ReEnergize TnT is in their third cohort, so we're currently training new students, and that's the way forward. We're hoping to expand and do more for the schools in Trinidad and Tobago.
Wonderful. How do you select the schools? Is it that they have to apply, or?
No, we work together with Shell and NGC, and we select schools.
So what would you say is the long-term vision for this program?
Well, continue training for schools and even repeat at other schools, so if that's possible.
Wonderful. Any possible trainers maybe coming out of this, you would think, since we have such bright young ones?
Yeah, hopefully, definitely.
Wonderful. Tell me something. What was your favorite part of this experience?
I think my favorite part of this experience was the audit, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
An exam?
It wasn't really an exam, but like having the experience to walk around. Well, we did it in our library, so walking around and identifying the new wastage in the building and, you know, finding equipment that will help the wastage and bringing up solution on our own as students. I felt that was the best part of the program for me.
That is so awesome. Greg, how long do these programs normally run for?
We run for 1 year in each school.
Okay. And is it something that students participate in after school on a weekend or actually during the day?
We try not to be disruptive of the school's operation, so generally we do it during lunchtime. So the students sacrifice, the teachers sacrifice their time, so we try not to be disruptive.
Wonderful. And when it comes to students' participation, obviously we see from Colleen that we have those who are eager to learn, but have you at any time faced any possible backlash or challenges from students?
Well, of course, in any institution, especially educational, there will be challenges, but we try to work with teachers to overcome those challenges. So we have students who are not attending, we would work with teachers and try to get them to come up to their attendance.
Wonderful. So before we close this conversation, Colleen, do you have any words for Trinidad and Tobago as how they can do their part to reduce energy consumption?
Not really, but I can say this as from our poster that we made, guard your pennies, you know what I mean, and save energy. It's the best way to go.
I like
Solar.
that. Guard your pennies and save energy.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree with you more, and I know many in Trinidad and Tobago and the world who are watching right now agree with you as well. Greg, any closing comments?
I just want to say that you can find out more about ReEnergize TnT. We are on Facebook and Instagram on ReEnergize TnT.
Wonderful. Well, Colleen, Greg, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to seeing many more great things come out of this initiative, and looking forward to seeing the young ones like you lead our nation to the future.
You're welcome, Miss.
Trinidad and Tobago, Re-Energize TnT. Lots of things are happening. Stay tuned. This is the Now Morning Show.